All right, Arias, let's begin with the AMA. So today is the most awaited day for this DAO. Uh, it is the launch day finally. Uh, the the core team has been working really hard over the last around 1 year to get to what we have today. Uh, there has been several revisions and several changes, and a lot of brainstorming has gone in to make it to this day. There were several decisions that we made, and that we changed those decisions based on our observations for other DAOs and communities, and we tried to make it uh, as resistant to any failure as possible, and that took a bit of time. That caused some delays, but finally, here we are with the launch. It's hardly a couple of hours more to go uh, to launch our DApp. And once that is done, this will mark a new beginning for everyone in the core team, as well as the PanaDAO community, and to everyone who believes in the protocol and the mission that we are going out to achieve. So this calls for a celebration. It's been really hard to get till this point. Uh, and congratulations to the whole team and the entire community as well. That we have made it to where we are today. Apart from that, it's also Independence Day for the world's largest democracy today. So for everyone who's joining us from India, I would like to wish them a happy Independence Day. So this is going to be a short AMA where we are mostly going to discuss specifics around launch uh, phase one. So what we are going live today is the phase one of the protocol. I guess we've already covered what the different phases are going to be in our previous AMAs. This is just a summarization of that, and we will take some questions from the community members if they have any reservations or doubts about going out and staking their tokens in our staking pools today once the launch is done. So let's go ahead. So as I said, today we are going to uh, roll out the phase one of the protocol, which is streaming. Essentially, we'll roll out during this phase 50,000 PANA per day for this first month. The amount for the next month is yet undecided. It would be purely based on how the protocol performs in this first month of launch. So there's 50,000 PANA out for sale per day during this first month of the launch, which is going to last till next month, 15th of September, probably. So during this phase, we are having staking pools for various tokens, but the most important staking pools are the PANA USDC staking pool and the PANA pool. So we will have a liquidity pool bootstrapped with $40,000 worth of liquidity on SushiSwap. This liquidity pool would be the PANA USDC pool, uh, from where users can purchase or trade PANA for USDC or USDC for PANA. The 40x multiplier would be for the LP tokens from this liquidity pool. So if you want to get PANA streamed to your wallet at a very fast rate, what you got to do is provide some USDC and PANA liquidity to the pool on SushiSwap to buy an LP token and then stake it into our PANA USDC staking pool. That would entitle you to a 40x multiplier reward rate from the DAO, where you'll get a lot of PANA very quickly. The second most important pool is the PANA pool, which is having a 10x multiplier. If you don't want to go down the route of providing liquidity on SushiSwap, you could just use your streamed PANA to again stake it back with the protocol to earn more PANA in return. So that's going to entitle you for a 10x multiplier. The other tokens that are eligible for staking are DAI, USDC, Vesta, there's Jones, there's Geom, and there's several other tokens as well. But all these tokens are giving a 1x multiplier for now. They may change at a later date, but for now they are giving a 1x multiplier. So if you don't want to actually go down the route of providing liquidity or even purchasing Pana, if you just want to go in with the token that you already have in your wallet, then you could just come in and stake it into the relevant pool to get your streamed Pana. So the goals for this particular phase are token distribution, growth of the liquidity pool, and increase in participation from the community members. So, as we already discussed in previous AMAs, we want to distribute the PANA token to everyone for free. We are giving higher multipliers for these pools because we want the liquidity pools to grow in size. And we also want to increase participation, which is why we are also allowing tokens from other DAOs and communities to be staked with us to get PANA in return. So this is all about what today's launch is. Uh, we would hope everyone's pretty excited to get into it as soon as possible and to get as much Pana as possible. But if anyone's having any questions regarding phase one specifically, then this is the time to ask. Maybe you could post it on Q&A channel, or maybe ask by unmuting as well. So let's see if you have any questions for phase one, which is today's uh, today's main deal.
Hey, Chandragupta, do you mind if I make a couple comments real quick?
S- Sorry, I didn't get you, Shoka.
Yeah, do you mind if I make a couple comments real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to. You mentioned the streaming rate um, through the middle of next month, and I thought I might. I've seen this question a few times where people have asked, why is the rate lower than, say, Giddy, for example, when we modeled this after what Giddy is doing, and I just wanted to comment on that real quickly. The streaming rate is going to likely be increased middle of next month as soon as we go into phase two. I know you're going to go into phase two discussions here, but the streaming will also be increased, but the streaming will be directed at the increase in streaming will be directed at the bonds. We wanted to bump the streaming with phase two to make sure that everybody continue to have the same rate that they were receiving PANA today, or at least with today's launch, without having the bonds reduce the streaming, if you will, for everybody else who's participating in just the raw streaming. So once the bonds are introduced, the increase in PANA that goes to the bonds will be offset by an increase in streaming. So it's a net neutral change when we go into phase two for everybody who's participating with the launch, which is a good thing in my opinion. Though I know, as you're going to talk about here shortly, the bonding is the best way to be able to get PANA once that phase two comes into play. And part of the reason why we have these PANA USDC pool is to encourage people to hold on to LP tokens so that they can then bond when the bonds are available in the next month or so. So for those of you who choose to go into that pool, keep in mind that bonding is just around the corner, and when bonding is released, it's an opportunity to be able to then go into a bond, which will be a very good way to be able to get more Pana, and also a good way to be able to get governance tokens that you can use to vote on what we choose to do moving forward. So, anyway, just wanted to make that comment about the streaming rate changing here in the next month or so.
That's right. Uh, does anyone have any other questions after Ashoka's explanation? All right, if there's no questions, then I think we've done a really good job so far in our previous AMAs. We made it very clear, so everyone is very clear about what today's launch is about. Everyone's just ready to stake in their tokens and get Pana. That's a great thing. So let's go ahead and understand the next phase. This is somewhere in the future, but this is just a short summary of what it's going to be and the roadmap for the protocol moving forward. So the phase two would be when bonding would be launched. Bonding is going to be the primary mechanism through which Pana can be minted in future at some point. Uh, During this phase, or that is phase two, we are going to have bonding in parallel with streaming uh, because we want to gradually train the community with bonding mechanics. We know it's hard to understand for newcomers or those who are not crypto natives. So we want to take some time and go through this slowly, where we are having the two phases together. Uh, this is also going to give an opportunity to the community to get hold of the governance token, which is Karsha. Bonding is designed to give you back Karsha, which is nothing but wrapped staked Pana. So this is the first time when the community or those who are new would understand what governance means. I think during this phase we will also host some AMAs that would give you a walkthrough on how you can participate in governance using the Karsha token. So this is a very important phase, and this gives you a very great opportunity to get yourself acquainted with what is needed to be in this protocol as an investor moving forward uh, when the other phases gets the more important phases get launched. This phase will also boost the liquidity pool growth even further because streaming along with bonding is going to increase the demand of liquidity pool tokens massively. Thus, community will provide more and more liquidity, which will grow the pool, which is a very good thing for the protocol overall. After this phase is over, this phase three would be streaming. Phase three would be where we stop streaming completely. There's no more free Pana available. Uh, all stakers would be returned their staked assets from the staking pools. And at this point, we start pegging. This is the primary mechanic for scarcity in our protocol. The loss ratio mechanism is a great innovation from the PanaDAO side, where we have ensured the scarcity of the token by maintaining a loss ratio of 22.5%, uh, given the total supply of Pana. So at any point in time, the loss ratio mechanism is going to make sure that the total supply in the market is only 22.5% of the entire supply of the Pana. So this is a great mechanism to produce to maintain scarcity of the token, which is also indirectly preserving value of the token. Uh, this is a phase where the markets would start to really realize the real worth of Pana, and trading activities would be at their uh, at, the, at their highs during this phase. So that's when the protocol would have completely launched. There is no more activities that are required for launch. After this point is over, this phase will prepare us for our main offering, which is going to be assurance NFTs, which is more relatable to the mission that we are setting out to achieve. So once everyone's got Pana and there's active trading of Pana in the markets, we're going to enter the world of assurance NFTs, through which we are going to uh, achieve our mission of serving the underserved around the world. There are massive plans in the pipeline for this particular phase, um, like integration with mobile based payment methods as well, where which work very well with where underserved countries, as far as underserved countries are concerned. We're having things like M-Pesa integration as well, and a lot of other parametric claims based mechanics as well. For more information about this phase, you could refer to our Git book as well, and I'm sure we'll host more AMAs down the line to get into more detail about this phase of a protocol. But this is the phase that this launch is targeted to achieve, uh, and we hope that we will get the community support as far as possible, so that we make it there in a very good fashion. So that's it about today's AMA. We just wanted to make sure that the community is uh, understanding what we are set out to achieve, and also that the community is very comfortable with the phase one of the launch. So if there's any questions or any doubts or any apprehensions, or even regarding the basic usage of the DApp, if there are any concerns or suggestions, we're pretty much open to answer them during this AMA. You could use the Q&A channel to post your questions, and even after this AMA, if you have questions, feel free to post it in our Q&A channel, and we'll answer it for you. So I'll open up the table for questions or suggestions, if any. All right, so I think questions are getting answered well in the Discord itself. So span across chain compatible? Yes, not at this time, but we are having plans to make it. Like we have our codes are all standardized, so that we've taken extreme care while writing codes to make sure that while moving it cross chain, we face the least resistance. So we've abided by the standards as far as possible. So it won't be a very difficult task for us to move the token cross chain. Uh, can I wrap and stake Pana to get Karsha? Uh, the Karsha could only be acquired through bonding. Uh, that's the primary mechanism. You can unwrap Karsha, but you cannot wrap Pana into Karsha. That's an automated process. Assurance NFT, yes, they will be market. They will be offered in the marketplace and uh, on platforms such as OpenSea as well. But it's yet undecided which platforms exactly. But yes, they will be offered in the marketplace. So the addresses of all tokens, we will be posting them in our resources channel. Uh, they will be all mainnet addresses. And our not just that, our GitHub has already been opened up for everyone to review our codes. uh, I think we are pretty much prepared up to the phase 3 of the launch. We also have the codes for loss ratio pegging ready. So the codes till phase 3 are all done. The next few months would be building codes for assurance NFTs, which is our main goal. So when would Pana be available in LP? Uh, it would be right after the launch or somewhere around that time. So it will be today itself. So where Sushi Swap liquidity pool would be bootstrapped. Uh, so I think this launch marks a new beginning in the insurance industry. And there's a very interesting article, Medium article, that is going to come up, which is going to explain uh, what kind of people this protocol is going to have most impact on, and how it is going to make lives easier for millions of people around the world who are troubled by the traditional insurance corporates. This is going to this protocol is going to free them in true sense. So it's happy Independence Day for them as well. So the clock is ticking, and each second that is passing is bringing the launch closer. Uh, we have the core team is having individuals from across the globe. We do have people from India as well, but we are the reason why we chose Indian Independence Day for launch is because our DAO is that democracy is the basic principle of our DAO, and since India represents the largest democracy in the world, we thought this would be a great occasion to launch.
You're doing a good job, Chandragupta,
Yep.
of walking through this. Thanks.
Yep. Uh, we just want to make sure today that everyone is very comfortable with what is needed for today uh, to participate in today's launch. Uh, Hope everyone has their doubts cleared and they're all ready to launch or stake their tokens in the staking pools to get their hands on the first PAN I ever minted. I think I'm going to get there first. Let's see.
Well, I think we don't have too many more questions, so why don't we go ahead and close things out and get the LP created and go from there. Does that sound good? Did you have any closing remarks, Chandragupta?
Yeah, looks like we lost him.
I think you're right. Well, why don't we go ahead and close things out. ZX, did you have anything you wanted to bring in? Any last comments?
Yeah, as closing notes, I want to thank you all for joining us, and we look forward for the participation of everyone, and not only we are staking in our launch pools, but also we are more than happy to hear from you your thoughts, doubts, suggestions about the future steps of our protocol and DAO. So we are at the start of long journey. So good luck to all of us. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Good luck, everybody.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.